I'm a big fan of the Joe Rogan podcast. I think you'd like it. You should. I mean, I don't know. It's different. He talks a lot about psychedelic drugs and a lot of mixed martial arts stuff. I don't know. I like Joe Rogan. If you're looking for podcasts, you might check out. He's got good guests too. So there's that. But anyways, one of the things he'll be talking to a mixed martial arts guy. He commentates for the UFC, and he'll sometimes get somebody that lost a UFC fight on his podcast, or he'll be talking about somebody that had a big upset, and he'll always say the same thing. He's like, that guy better stay off of social media for the next couple weeks, because if you lose a fight that you were supposed to win, your fans will not like rally around you mostly and be like, hey man, better luck next time. Sorry you lost. No, they will just rail you. They will tell you what a loser you are, how much you suck, how you just screwed up that whole fight. People are just assholes. Like, your life isn't bad enough. You lost a fight you thought you were going to win, and then people pile on social media. So there's this interesting dynamic of hate in the world. And for the most part, most people, I don't think, get to truly experience it unless you become sort of like a public figure of some sort, I think. I mean, of course, there's bullies. I shouldn't say that. Yeah, kids get bullied. Kids get, harassed on social media. So, yeah, I don't know that it's necessarily about a public figure. But if you have more people, if more people are looking at you, I guess the hate increases. And I have recently been experiencing more hate than any time in this evolution, like more so than when we actually had the tent city. More people, I feel, hate me now than when the tent city thing was going on. All I'm doing now is like running a day center and trying to stand up for the rights of homeless people, which maybe that's the problem, that I shouldn't be standing up for the rights of anyone. Maybe that's what makes people angry. Like, how dare you ask for human rights or civil rights? I wonder if that's it. Anyways, if you're new to this podcast, welcome. What I try to do in this particular podcast, because I typically charge for these episodes, is I try to just do kind of behind the scenes stuff of what I'm thinking and where I'm coming from, so it doesn't disrupt the overall storyline. I want the overall storyline and the important information to be free and public. But I kind of, for people that are interested, like to do these podcasts that are kind of behind the scenes, like they don't really contribute too much to the homeless cause, but it lets you kind of get inside my head. And so at any rate, it's strange to be hated when you're just trying to do something that is good. Like, you're just like, this is so weird. Why? Like, I'm just out here trying to make a difference, and some people, and it's a very small percentage, it's always a small percentage, but some people just hate me for doing it. Hate me. Hate me. And I just am like, wow, that's so weird. It's so weird to be hated for trying to do good. And then then I'm like, well, why is that? Why is there this hate? Why is there hate for like anybody that's like trying, like why do people hate somebody that lost a fight, It wasn't like they intended to lose the fight. They just maybe had a bad night, or maybe the opponent was better than they thought. I don't know. It just happens. Or a sports, a team, like a football team, or, anything like that. Like the hate just piles on if you lose, especially if you lose when you were supposed to win. And so but then the hate of a person that's trying to do good is just so curious. Years ago I went to see Michael Moore speak, and he signed a book I had, and he was surrounded by bodyguards. And, and he wouldn't really talk about it. He's like, oh, don't worry about them, don't worry. But you could tell they were bodyguards. They were dressed in these black suits, and they had these interesting, weird buttons, like metal button, like some insignia button. I don't know. It just looked like they were hired mercenaries to protect Michael Moore. And I'm like, yeah, I bet he gets a ton of hate. And now he's like a political figure, and so I guess that can explain that. Like, you're like, well, I hate your ideas about government, and and so I just I wanted to do this podcast more actually for me than you to try and figure this out. I think there are some people that want to see you not succeed. Like, they don't want somebody to succeed. They want them to stay in the level that they are. I think that's a certain kind of hate, right? That they're just like, you are too successful, you are, or something, you're becoming, you think you're better than us. I don't know. And they're like, we need to bring you down a notch, and then I think that there are people that hate you for your ideas, like Michael Moore. You're just like, that guy is a terrible human that should not be talking anymore, So there's that, kind of hate. And then there's just hate. Like, hate for hate's sake. Like, it's not based in anything other than hate. Like, it's not based in ideas or ideologies. It's just hate. And that's interesting, right? Like I think there are people that just want to hate. They just, that is their outlet, to hate things, to hate people, to hate things, to hate ideas, to hate the world, to hate the government. Hate. And then where does that come from? I think that's like a Darth Vader syndrome, right? I'm sorry I say right. I'm sorry. I don't like that. I don't like that word, right? I guess, I don't know. I guess I'm sort of having my own conversation with myself, right? Anyways. So you got Luke Skywalker, and then you have Anakin Skywalker, who becomes Darth Vader. And I think they do a good enough job in that series for you to realize how Anakin becomes Darth Vader. Like, his mom is sold off in a slave trade, and she is killed, and he loses his love of his life, and he feels betrayed, and so as he processes those occurrences, he just turns negative. He's just like, the world is terrible. The world is a terrible, terrible place. And then you get a guy like Luke Skywalker who experiences, like, so his aunt and uncle are killed. You know, he loses friends, and, you know, like, he has bad things happen to him, but his perspective is positive. Like, we can change this. We can make a difference. And that's what the Rebel Alliance is all about, is we can make a difference. And then Darth Vader comes along and, like, the hell you can. You're screwing it up. You're making it worse, because everything in Darth Vader's eyes is bad. Like, he doesn't walk into the Death Star and is like, well, you're kind of behind schedule here, but I can see why. There were some cost overruns. Contractors for that thing over there didn't show up. So, you know, what can we do? What can we do to get it back online, fellas? What can we do? No. He walks in and he's like, you suck. The Death Star is behind schedule. You die. Like, that's his whole methodology. And I don't know if it's good management, just out of theory. Like, how aren't you going to get rid? Isn't anybody worth their salt just going to be like, holy shit, this Darth Vader guy is bananas. I'm not working with this guy. I got to get out of here, you know? And so, and in fact, you know, ultimately you learn that the guy who invented the Death Star, like, sends the plans out of Rebel Alliance because Darth Vader is a dick. They're like, I can't follow this dickhead anymore. He sucks. He sucks. I made this concept of this beautiful Death Star, and he's ruining it. Ruining it all. I guess he was a slave. I'm not really that expert in Star Wars. I'm kind of a, you know, just an armchair enthusiast. But anyways, you get the idea. Like, that hate. I watched once a documentary on Saddam Hussein, and it just got so bad, like, he just killed everybody that even disagreed with him, that, like, everybody became a yes man. And they're like, yeah, man, that's a great idea. Greatest idea ever. Wow. Whoa. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that idea, man. Woo, so good every time. Because they didn't want to die, and so he couldn't get good information. And the next thing you know, you find him in a hole, you know, hiding out. Because of hate, I think, and fear. And so at any rate, I guess that's it. I guess there's no solution. You just have to realize that hate is real, which I think you could classify as evil, right? I think hate is evil, and hate and fear is evil. Fear oftentimes manifests itself into hate. I think that's probably a big one. And so, anyways, it's just interesting to experience it. I will say this. I've wanted to say this for the record, so I will say this, that if anything does happen to me, which I don't think it will, but I just want to be on the record for, and if anything does ever happen to me, and it happens at the hands of somebody that I was ultimately trying to help, like a homeless person or a poor person, or, please don't blame them. Please don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, so to speak. There's a great deal of downward pressure and oppression on the poor, and compiled with mental health issues and addiction issues, and so you can't. I would hope that if anybody wanted to keep the cause going, that you wouldn't just be like, well, screw the homeless. I mean, look what they did. You can't do that because there's many homeless that are so thankful for the help, and even the ones that do bad things aren't bad people in my mind. Oftentimes, they're just in bad situations that creates bad action. So I just want that to be the record. Don't ever try not to ever be angry at somebody. Now, if the government does something to me, then fuck them. Yeah, that's my motto. They're gonna fuck themselves. So, anyways, you can hate them, but yeah, the homeless, don't just forgive them. Anyways, yeah, hate, a weird thing. Nothing you can do about it, I don't think. I don't think you can change people's. It's almost in their DNA. They become Darth Vader. Although, Darth Vader at the end, he kind of softened up a little bit. So, maybe if you show enough love, you could convert some people. But at any rate, I don't know why I just wanted to kind of discuss this, and because it's new to me, this concept that people would hate you for doing good things, and also for those that want to think about doing good things and maybe have experienced or will experience hate and anger and undermining, please don't let it stop you. That is the devil, if you like that terminology or conceptual ideology. That's the devil trying to stop you. It's evil trying to stop you from creating good, and a force of light, in the world. The dark force wants that to not happen. Okay, and so you just have to do it. It comes with the territory, and you hopefully have enough strength to persevere over that, because you are doing the right thing, and people that try to stop you are on the wrong side of history and justice and spirituality and all of that. I mean, helping people is never wrong. It's never wrong, no matter how many times people tell you it is. You feel me? All right, how do I stop this? What's going on? Is this thing still going? Please tell me it's still going. Hold on. Oh, yeah, I think it's fine. I think. Yes, okay. There it is, everybody. Hate. Don't let it stop you from being great. Yeah, it's like a little poem. Don't let the hate stop great. Yeah, I'm going to work on it. Yeah, I see a t-shirt in my future. All right, bye.